It's tricky.
So we're both on Instagram.
Yeah. It's tricky.
What about the chat?
Oh, well, you're going to go up to Docs and Chat.
I thought that said dorks.
No, you need your glasses on.
Oh, the vision's getting worse and worse.
I was already saying good morning, but it is now 12 o'clock, so it is good afternoon.
It is good afternoon.
Happy Wig Talk Wednesday.
Yes.
Yes. We've got so many fun things to talk about. I don't know if they all have to do with wigs, but, you know.
Well, you know, there's Wig Talk and then there's Talk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hi, Holly.
Oh, Holly, I need to call you because your wigs are in. So I'll call you and we'll chat.
Oh, hi, Sarah.
How is everybody today?
Oh, we got more rain yesterday.
Yes.
But I think it's going to be hot today.
Oh.
Everything's so green here, and I'm not used to that at this time of the year.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so green.
So I read something that there's going to be like a hot pocket over our area because it's going to be like a 3-digit hot pocket which we always get 3 digits in the summer, but it's coming, I guess, earlier than normal. And we're all going to roast a little.
A hot pocket makes me think like we're going to be cooked in this pastry or something.
I know, but that's what it said in this news thing. So anyway, it's a hot pocket situation about ready to happen in the DFW area. Well, like North Texas.
And
so
that's what we're used to.
That is what we're used to. It gets hot.
Yeah,
It's
but
Texas.
at least we're starting out with a good base of rain.
Mm-hmm, we are. So hi, everybody. We're so happy that you're joining us from all over. It's just, you know.
Norway, Germany, lots of people in the States.
Mm-hmm. I always find it fun to see who hops on because, I mean, they take the time to watch us live. I'm like, wow, I'm impressed.
Well, but I mean, a lot of these people we form friendships with
That's
over
true.
the years, and they're
True.
just wonderful people, and it's always good to hear from them. So
It really is, and so I'm really happy that they tune in. So we've got fun stuff to talk about.
We do.
We did something really fun on Sunday and Monday.
We did.
I'm going to let Kim start us off.
So we went to the Hair You Wear educational class that they hold, and it was fabulous.
Mm-hmm. We had a wonderful time.
We had a wonderful time. They taught us lots of things, and it just gave us time to like focus on wigs and
Just
all
wigs.
things wigs. And there were no distractions, and we met some wonderful people.
We really did.
And they were fun, and then the people that do the presentations were incredible.
They were incredible. They're very knowledgeable. I think what I really appreciate about the whole thing is that a lot of the stuff we did know, but I think it was good to like get a review and just kind of like really go in depth talking about it, because there's some stuff that I was like, oh, okay, which we're going to talk about today, heat-friendly fibers. But one of the things that they were talking about is they gave us the very specific temperature for their brand, which I really did appreciate, because we always just tell you guys low. So, like, they really started diving into stuff that, like, some stuff we knew, some stuff we didn't. It was new information or just a better way to do things than what we have been doing. And I really appreciated it, because I was like, you know what, that does make that faster to style that way. And I was afraid to actually do that. And so they were like, no, do it this way. So I was like, okay.
And we got to meet other people in the industry that were so wonderful, and it was nice to kind of hear their view and what they do in their store, and we shared what we do in our store, and so it was just
really
a lovely
kind of
time.
Inspiring, because I walked away like going, oh, Kim, I need to order this, and I need to get this, and she goes, okay, I need all the money to order these things. But I think it was just really good, because it really is inspirational. I mean, I really get hyped up when I go to stuff like that, because I'm like, oh, okay, look, we can do this instead. So, you know, it was great. And we do have a little picture of us. Here we are, including a picture with our friends from Montreal.
Yes.
Chantal and Danny. And so they do something really cool. They have a salon, and then they also have a wig salon.
Right.
And so it is like a double whammy for them. They do like really cool stuff. And it was just, they were really nice and really fun to meet. I just really enjoyed them. So they're good friends, and they are salon owners.
Yeah,
so.
And they are just lovely people.
And if you don't know what we're talking about on TikTok and Instagram, all these slides are on our YouTube. So you can always go back and fast forward and look through that stuff, or watch live now. But
Okay, let me just answer a couple of questions. Kelly, we do not have Elizabeth and Palm Springs Blonde in stock. I know that for sure. We didn't get to meet Frank. Frank is more on the designer side, and this was focused more on the educational side. We're dying to meet Frank and Kyle, and we're hopeful that at some point in time we will.
I always do a shout out. Come out and meet us. Or we'll come to you.
Yeah,
come
see us.
Come see us. Like, just come, Frank. Come, Kyle. Like, I think you might enjoy our company and see our shop. It's lovely.
You might not enjoy our company.
Not as much as we enjoy our own, but guess what? We are inviting you guys to come see our shop, and we hope that you'll take us up on that. So.
Yes. All right, so that was one question.
I think you covered it.
Okay, Julie, we're going to answer those questions, so just stick with us, and we'll just hang, and we'll get through that.
Talk about some stuff.
So I've got Goddess on by Raquel Welch. This is a heat-friendly fiber. So a couple things you'll notice, it's not as shiny. That's one of the things that we'll get into.
Mm-hmm.
And Keri has on what?
Charlotte by Envy and Amaretto and Cream. And this is a great style. I love it. I have not had this color on my head before, so I kind of thought I will give this a whirl. And it is a little bit more shiny because this is not a heat-friendly fiber. And so we decided, since we were going to talk about synthetics today, about heat-friendly and non-heat-friendly fibers, that it would be great if I wore one in that was not heat-friendly and she could wear in her heat-friendly wig. So
this is one of my favorites.
It is one of her favorites. This is her favorite style, y'all. So we're going to talk about some pros and cons and dive right on in.
All right, let's go. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is just regular traditional fiber, also known as Kanekalon. And that the Kanekalon really segregates itself from other types of fibers because it looks very natural. It has a really natural feel. It feels like hair, looks like hair.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the other fibers may look a little bit like doll hair.
Mm-hmm. But this doesn't. And it is sometimes a little bit shinier, especially depending on the color. But that's a really quick fix with just some dry shampoo. So, I mean, if you feel like it's ever too shiny, that's just what you do. And it's not a big deal. I love the fiber because it is low maintenance. There is no styling required. It is a wash and wear situation. The fiber is always going to come right back. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's great as long as you treat it well. And we do really hope when you come visit us and we're talking about it, or if you call us, that we're always, telling you how to take care of it well, because that is the key to a lot of the stuff that we're talking about today.
I compare it to shoes. If you ever have that friend that bought a pair of shoes and you see them like a couple days later and you can't figure out what they did, and then you've got that other friend that has shoes from 20 years ago and they still are in pristine condition.
Yeah.
Wigs are the same. I mean, sometimes when people leave and they come back, we don't know what they've done to them.
Nope.
And then we'll have someone else come in and tell us how long they've had the wig and it still looks great.
And it looks, brand new. And so it's one of those things, a lot of this is all about the way you're going to care for it. So I really want to say that before we really dive into anything big, because it's all about the way you take care of it. Yeah. And it's yours, so we always tell people you can do what you want with it. You know what I mean? But care is key.
It is, and if you take good care of it, they'll last longer.
That's true.
So yeah, it is wash and wear. We call it throw and go. Mm-hmm. Just throw it on and go about your life.
So it's really easy. Yeah, I love it.
All right.
Lots of color options. I think Tonya Beverly may have the most.
Yeah, you're always going to have more color options in your monocrylic fibers, the Connect Along. You're always going to, versus the heat friendly. I mean, I think they're working on that, but it's just trickier to make this. So this is just easier, and there's more colors, and it's great and fabulous.
And they don't fade. And Keri, being a natural redhead, can really, well, you're natural, so it doesn't matter. But people that color their hair with red love it because they don't fade. Redheads fade so fast. Especially if they've got a color that really doesn't have any pigment to it. It's going to fade even faster. So the redhead, the beautiful, vibrant reds that they make, they stay.
Now, I do have to say, when we were making these slides, and it's true, technically, it does not fade. The color does not fade. But that's if you're replacing these on a regular basis and taking care of it properly. If you have had it for 3 years and you worn it every single day, It does fade. I mean, I'm going to say
it's
that.
also going to look like a rat's
It's going to
nest.
look like a rat's nest. You're going to know you need a new one. But technically speaking, these colors do not fade for the life of the wig for when it looks good.
For what the intended life is.
Thank you, yes. So it is a pro, and technically the color does not fade. So I just had to throw that out there for anybody.
No, that's good because people do things.
They do things to it, but no, it does for the life of the wig. The color will not fade.
All right. It also wears well. The Connectline is a finer fiber than some of the others out there, and so it looks like real hair. It's not some coarse, thick. It's soft. It moves like hair. It looks like hair.
It's great,
and it's very, very natural.
The hair fiber itself is just a little bit finer than our heat friendly. Just barely. I mean, you can't tell. It's not a visual thing. You can kind of feel it, but so. Let's address this question really quick. Lady of Cali says, does shipping a wig in hot weather ruin wigs? No, it does not ruin them because that's how we actually get wigs shipped to us is, from the manufacturers.
But we do have more cold set issues. If they're not packed properly and they're in a hot truck, then it may have a crimp. And that's why we are so adamant about inspecting everything before it goes out the door. And if the bangs are sticking out, we're going to fix it. And having said that, we put them in the boxes very carefully.
We put them back the way that they're supposed to go back in so that way they won't have those issues when they're being shipped to you. Now, of course, sometimes stuff happens. And if that does, you contact us right away. We can fix it. I mean, This is not a big deal. We don't need to panic about it. We can always fix it.
Yeah. It's just, you don't know what the package carriers do to your packages. And sometimes when we get things in, I don't know what they did, but it'll be like smashed on one side. Well, when that happens, the wig's going to move, even if it's pinned in.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes my UPS man, some of them, if they're just filling in, they like drop kick it to my door.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I don't know what's going on, but.
And I'm not saying anything about UPS or FedEx or
no, we love you all.
There's lots of wonderful people.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so what's the downside? Let's see.
Let's look at this. Okay.
No heat. These are pre-styled, absolutely no heat. No curling irons, flat irons, ovens. Most people get in trouble with lifestyle issues.
Yes.
It's opening a hot oven, steam of any kind.
The patio heaters, stuff like that.
Barbecue grills.
They're not thinking about that. So it's like, okay, yeah, we got to be careful around those heating elements.
And it's fast. I've done it myself. You get in the kitchen and you're doing things and you've got people over and you got to pull something out of the oven and boom.
Boom, it happens. Yeah. So
you got to be careful with that. The style is set, which is actually a pro and a con.
It's both.
You can't change the style, but the good news is you don't have to.
Exactly.
So this is kind of a confusing
It is a confusing slide because it's a con and a pro kind of all wrapped up in one, but you can't change the style. Now, I will tell you that people have changed the style just by brushing it, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the style is set. It's not going anywhere. If you take care of it, I'm in curls. I'm not going to take a hairbrush to this. I'm not going to flatten it to my head. So the style is set. It's always going to look like this when I wash it. As long as I'm taking care of it well and I'm using a comb, because these are going to be your tools for a curl. Okay.
And
then guess what? It's going to look great. It's going to bounce back just like this. It's just an easy win-win. You put it on and go. And that's what I love about it.
Me too. Because I'm lazy.
Me too. Me too.
I just want to put on pretty hair and I don't want to have to work for it.
Oh, me too. I don't want to work for it either. It's so hard. So, that is, like I said, this is a cons but a pro kind of, all wrapped up in one.
It's kind of a hybrid.
It is a hybrid. Okay. So, up next, what are we up to?
We're going to go to what we call heat friendly. There's lots of different terms. Different companies have patented their stuff. They get a little bit persnickety about if we call it heat friendly or heat defiant.
Yes.
But the bottom line is these are fibers that you can use heat on, and some of the companies have patented their term. But at the end of the day, it's all heat.
It's all
friendly.
Yeah, you can heat friendly. You can put heat on them. So.
All right, Jan wants to know if Goddess has a lot of hair. That's just a relative question. I I don't think so, but I've seen other people, it just overwhelms them.
Exactly. I think it's going to depend really on how it looks on you. I will say that to me, it's an adequate amount of hair for this style because this particular cut, I actually don't like it when it's thinner because then you can start to see through it. It's a layered up cut. It hits great just like right below the shoulders, and it's got this great face framing and this side bang. And so the thing about it is that I feel like it's got the right amount of hair for the cut that it is because we've seen it before with a lot less, and it kind of just, you can see through it. It's also not very thick or heavy, so it's really going to be dependent on you, like how it looks on you specifically. You know?
Right, and Keri's right. If it's not thick enough, it starts to look stringy in the back, and it's just not good.
So for a layered cut, I feel like this is just the right amount of hair. So sorry, I know that doesn't really answer your question, but I think you might have to try it on and decide if it's right for you.
All right, so just like your traditional fiber, the style set, it comes back after washing, so you don't have to
change the style.
Yeah, you don't have to change the style.
You do not have to change it. You can, which is great.
Which we'll get into.
Which we're going to get into, but it is, preset, so that's really great.
All right. Okay, so here we are. It can be heat styled. And so this is another confusing slide because you can heat style it. However, there's limitations for that. And so a lot of people think if they get a heat-friendly wig, they don't have to worry about cooking,
the oven. Like that.
Well, the thing is, unless you cook it below 300 degrees, which
I don't.
Very, very few things you're going to cook under 300 degrees. You're going to be cooking at 350, 375, 400. That blast of heat, it's going to singe.
It's going to do something.
Yeah, even though it's heat friendly, it's still going to singe it.
And I don't even know so much. If it's at 450, it's going to singe. If it's like at 350, I don't think it'll do something weird. You're probably going to be able to straighten it out and restyle it. It's not great. You don't want to do that. So we're never going to say, hey, it's heat friendly. You can open your oven.
Right.
Nope. Because it will change the style and it's not going to be great.
But you can blow dry it. You can use a curling iron, a flat iron, nothing over 300 degrees. And so that way, if you wanted this a little straighter, you could do it. If you wanted a little curlier, you could do it. There's other plans for us to show you exactly how that works because it's a very specific way of styling and a lot of you already know how to do that, but we're going to do a refresher course on that because if you do buy a heat-friendly wig, you need to know what you're getting and how to deal with it.
Now, what I will tell you is that the recommended temperature for hair you wear, I know, is 300, okay? I personally like to be at 280, and I like that because I have a little bit more control. I can leave the heat just a smidge longer when I'm touching it, and we'll get into that when we talk about styling on another episode. But 300, we're not going over that, so we really have to throw that out there.
I think on the tag, what they said in the class was it actually says 350, but even the company doesn't recommend 350.
They don't recommend
They'll
it.
say, if you can do it at a lower temperature, that's always best for your wig.
It is best for it because they say that they have found 300 is really what gives them the best style. Because if you go a little bit higher than that, actually what happens is it kind of gets limp and you really have to sculpt it a little bit more. And so that's why we're going to do an episode where we're talking about styling because it's tricky. So,
all right, let's get to the cons. The fiber wears faster. So the fiber requires maintenance. So if you don't want to do anything to your wig,
then
don't buy heat friendly because
don't.
It requires maintenance. It's going to wear faster, which means you're going to have to put heat on it to smooth that out. So do you have
I do, and I actually do tell people if they buy a heat friendly wig, if you do not apply heat, you're actually not taking care of it. And I know that sounds bizarre, but you have to apply heat in order to take care of the fiber. Because I have this wig, now this did come in from a client and she found him, it's a heat-friendly fiber. So what you need to know is she typically does take really good care of her wigs. These got lost. I don't really know what happened in the mix, but she brought them in because it's a heat-friendly fiber. It's really, really worn, okay? I can smooth all this out. I can put the curls back in. I can make it look really, really good, but it wears really fast. And part of it is just friction on our clothes, the body heat, just all of that. And so if you're not willing to get out your styling tools and take care of this,
Then don't get it.
then don't get it, because you have to put heat on this in order to take care of it. So I know that sounds kind of bizarre.
Or if you are going to get it and you know you're not committed, make sure you have a stylist that knows how to work on heat-friendly synthetic wigs.
Yeah.
Because if you want that and you don't want to have to maintain it, there's somebody out there that will do it for you.
That will do it for you. I mean, there are wig stylists that do it, and yes, they charge you for it because they are taking the time. It's time-consuming.
It's tedious.
But it's just, there's a styling charge to it. So they will take care of it for you, and it'll look brand new again. So.
And if you don't have that, people mail us their wigs and have us referred all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've got some back there I'm supposed to be doing right now.
all right, what else? It's more expensive.
Yes.
And it doesn't last as long. So this goes back to maintaining it. So if you're not going to maintain it, you're not going to get a long time period for wearing your wigs. I tear up the fiber pretty quick.
She does.
And so if you're going to wear it every day and it's this length,
You're replacing about every 3 to 4 months.
yeah.
I mean, that's
But
just the
even
moment.
that, you're still, I mean, if you don't
And you have to
care
put heat on
for
it. Mm-hmm.
then you might only get a month out of it.
Now, look, if you take really good care of it and you apply heat on it on a regular basis, you could get it a little bit more time out of it.
Right.
But I'm never going to upsell that and tell somebody it's going to last a lot longer than that, because honestly, it really is dependent on you and how well you take care of it. So
Exactly.
Mhm.
Just like anything else.
anything else?
All right. You got to be careful when you wash. So you can't leave a heat-friendly fiber in the water as long as you can a traditional fiber. Traditional fiber doesn't tend to knot up. The other thing that can happen is some of the colors, especially on some of the blondes, sometimes you'll lose a little color. You can get a little fading if you leave it in the water too long.
It does fade. So, I mean, I'm going to tell you about 5 minutes, max 10. That's not even what they recommend. 5 minutes of it being in the water. And here's the deal. That also means it's probably best if you wash it a little bit more frequently, just because then that way you're definitely getting all the stuff out. So don't soak these, because you will see like this color in the water, and it's actually, if you leave it in there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, if you forget about it, it's going to have this like color in the water, and that means that some of the color is actually coming out of your wig. So.
Okay. And Sarah brings up a good point. If you don't want to do that, if you get a short, heat-friendly synthetic wig, you're not going to have it, if you can get it up off your shoulders, you're not going to have as much wear. Now, I also wear Ignite by John Renaud, which is also heat-friendly, and it comes
It's
about
usually
here.
around here
And
that
so
we're
this
gonna
is
see.
where I see the wear. Where it's going to rub. So either your collar or the sides of your face. But yeah, the short ones do last longer.
They last a lot longer, yeah. So.
What else?
I think we kind of covered all of it. Those are the 2 synthetics that we carry in-house, okay? Because as you all know, we don't carry human hair, so I just want to point that out for anybody that's new watching. We only carry synthetics, which is why we decided to talk about that today.
Exactly.
So,
All right. Wow.
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Unless
it's
anybody
not.
has anything to add in the chat that we missed. But I'm glad that everybody's watching, because I really hope this kind of cleared up any confusion about the 2, because we do get this question asked a lot. So
We do, and we have people that call and say, I ordered online and it's a frayed up mess and I don't know why. And it's like, well,
yeah,
new people don't know what they're buying.
They don't.
And so it's really important for them to understand.
Mhm.
Rosalie wants to know if we're going to carry bell tress. No, we are not. We have in the past, and it didn't really work out for us.
Unfortunately.
So,
They
but-
do have great styles.
They've got
They
great
do.
styles. It's great product. It just didn't work for us.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, on to the sale.
Oh, Marsha's not here,
No,
so we're going to have to wing it.
we're going to have to wait without her. But it's a good sale, because we were talking about heat-friendly styles. We are doing 30% off with code HEAT30.
And that will get you heat-friendly styles.
Heat-friendly styles for 30% off, so that's a great deal.
But there's more.
Oh, yeah, there's always more in our shop. 30% off everything on our app. So if you haven't shopped our app before, we've got clothes. So the tops that we're wearing today, they're on there, and it's 30% off everything with code HEAT30 as well. So shop the app, and sometimes I get crazy when people place orders. I just give them a credit just
I know.
because, I'm just like, oh.
I'll see these sales and I'm like, store credit. I'm like,
I'm
Keri.
sorry.
No. People love it.
I'm like, hey, if I see your name pop up enough, I'm always like, hey, guess what? I'm going to give you a credit. Okay, Wigs and Combat Boots, they're asking what wig I'm wearing. Charlotte by Envy and Amaretto.
Turn around. I don't think you turned around.
I didn't turn around, no.
This wig has taken off like you wouldn't believe.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about it a little bit, the reason why I love it. It's a little bit longer than the Jon Renau January, and the curl's a little bit looser. It's just very free and easy, and I like the length on me because the January's a little bit shorter. I feel like this just gives me a little bit of something, just longer, like my hair screw out a little bit. So I love it. It is a lace front, so I'm looking all good, and the lace is really soft. I think they've changed up their lace a little bit.
They have.
I was gonna say I had a Brianna from them, and the lace was a little bit rougher, but this is actually really soft, super comfortable, and yes, Charlotte should be your next purchase, Tanya, because it is a good one. So,
it also has a center part, but what I love the way it's done, and Alan Eden is the owner of Envy, and he's very particular about what he does. It's a center part, but they've made it wide enough. You can put it over to the side. You're not going to get a really over-directed part, but you can get it kind of off your face and to the side.
But can I just say on that, I don't really like a really over-directed part in a wig. It doesn't work out well, you know? So, like, it is really good. I always tell people when you're doing a part, it's got to be kind of, like, very, like, center of your eyebrow, kind of basically. Just right in here, center of your eye. That's as far as you should really go, because if you go too far over like this, it doesn't work out. So I feel like they did a really good job on this wig.
I do too. I do too. And Charlotte would fit a 22.5-inch head because, wait, what's your head size?
I just measured it again and I already forgot. I gotta write it down and just put it in here, y'all. I'm pretty sure it will. Deborah, just message us or call us and I'll measure my head again and I'll tell you. Because
Keri's head is close to 22, and she's got a ton of hair stuffed up in there. So.
I do. So I'll measure it again. Just call or message us, and I will confirm that. And then I'm just going to leave my measurements in here for next time because I can't remember them. I don't know.
Jan's asking if there's a wig similar to what I have on, only in regular fiber. You know, there's Catherine by Jon Renau, but it's not going to be as layered, but it's curled. It's a lot more curled than this, but it does have the bang.
I need my wig Rolodex, which is Lexi.
I know.
And she is here today. I might just ask her. But that's another one. Sometimes if we don't think of it right off the bat, like if you give us 20 minutes, usually we can come up with something else. So
yeah.
Kimber just joined us. So hi, Kimber.
Hi, Kimber.
We're so glad that everybody's here today. So don't forget the sales. Shop the app for clothes and, shop the sale for heat-friendly wigs.
Yep.
Yeah.
We will see you next week at same time, same place.
Yeah. Happy Wednesday, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.